Hello, today I am going to talk about Hecate and the rite I performed with her. First, let's explain what's the purpose of the rite I performed and why it should be performed. Then I will explain how to perform it, and then also we will discuss some of the characteristics of Hecate as the Empress of the Crossroads and the Underworld in my personal experience. Now, what is the ritual I performed? It is technically a deal with Hecate, the Empress of the Crossroads, in which I receive certain benefits from her, and in return I open to her a portal to the specific spiritual realm in order for the energy of that specific realm to be more in contact with our spiritual reality and more metaphysically inclined to influence this world. Because in order for this world to be more influenced by the certain energies, there is a necessity for humans to exist who will work with those spirits and energies in order for that energy to manifest itself within this world better. That's the reason why in ancient world that priests were extremely important for the spiritual connection between humans and gods, and therefore because humans are necessary, those type of deals are kinda beneficial to spirits and also humans who do them. Now, Hecate is a really complex being, and in return for doing so, for opening this portal for her, you can ask for many things. However, I am still the one who just performed the ritual, so I have to wait to see how much of things I asked for will materialize and how it will materialize. I personally did the following in order to perform the rite. I summoned Hecate, I conjured her, and then I told her that I want to open a gateway for her. And then she told me to simply proclaim that I am letting go of the piece of my divine spark in order to create an anchor for the portal. Then I allowed Hecate to vampirize me in order to collect the energy necessary for the opening of the portal. And let me explain how I did it and how you can do it too. So, first you raise the sacred space, and then you summon the Hecate with any chant you have or any technique you have. It can be magical chants, it can be conjurations, it can be formal evocations, you can even invoke the spirit. But indirect methodologies such as petitions or just lighting candles, that's not allowed. You actually need to summon it in a way. You need to summon her. After that is done, then you need to kinda tell her that you want to open this gateway, and you need to proclaim that you will give a piece of your divine spark in order to create a permanent portal for her. Now, the difficult part comes for this ritual, because after you proclaimed this, what will happen is Hecate will start vampirizing your energy field in order to collect the power for opening of the portal. After that happens, she will literally go into your core essence and take the piece of your divine spark and infuse it into newly opened portal. Now, where should portal be opened? That's the question, which is really interesting for many people who watch this video, however. And I only can say where I opened it and why I did it and why Hecate asked for it. So I opened a portal to the realm known as Hecatean. And technically I didn't open it in my environment or anything like it. I opened it in a boundary between Hecatean and our world. So let me explain what is Hecatean. Hecatean is technically the place where the restless dead reside. It is the place between the astral and physical realms. And it is the place where majority of people who die violent death or are still restless as souls live. And there is another question: why should Hecate be invested in opening of those kinds of portals? Well, she should be invested in it because she rules over the restless dead and has great authority over the Hecatean. Therefore, if you create a portal between Hecatean and our world, then you greatly increase the influence of Hecate in this realm. So she will kind of watch over you and be really grateful to you for this. However, this is something which should be done only with people who work with Hecate for a long time. However, what makes this portal opening and gate walking much difficult than the one I previously did is intensity, to say the least. This ritual was really intense and I am still recovering. Now the question remains: what are permanent consequences for the operator? Well, you will permanently be infused with the essence of Hecate for the rest of your existence. This is something I did in order to have my request fulfilled, which was extremely important to me, as well as have that relationship with Hecate because I need her assistance due to me practicing many paths at once, and Hecate as the Queen of the Crossroads is definitely the good patron if you want to work with her long term. And she is also really good if you are traveling multiple paths. So I am now, since I kinda explained the methodology, I will get over it once again. You raise the sacred space, you summon Hecate in a sacred space, then you proclaim that you want to open a permanent gateway to her, to Hecatean or to any other realm she desires to be reached through those gateways. You can open a portal on a particular physical place, or you can open it on a astral boundary between that realm and our realm without actually opening a portal in any physical place. It kind of depends on your abilities, capabilities and preferences. It is easier to open a portal in physical place than on astral boundary between certain astral realm and physical world. But you do as you wish. I also warn once again that this shouldn't be done by people who do not have deep relationship with Hecate, and I kinda also suggest that you should stay away from this if you don't want to work with Hecate long term. So the last thing I will say about those gate walkings is that you should be careful where you are opening them, because if you open it at the wrong place, especially if you open a gateway to Hecatean, I recommend it being opened where you have a lot of restless dead, who will kinda be taken care of by Hecate through this portal. You really waste your energy if you open this portal somewhere where there are no lot of restless dead. I personally open my portal near the sea, so that's my choice. But for the end, I'll kinda discuss my relationship with Hecate and the nature of my work with her. So my work with her is closely connected to her as the Queen of the Crossroads and the Empress of the Dead. To me, she seems really dark and primordial, and on many occasions extremely dangerous. I don't see her as a benevolent dark mother. To me, she is something much more sinister and much more primordial, much more predatory. However, she is really capable of controlling her predatory aspects, and she can definitely be that goddess mother you probably see mostly online by people who work with her. But what I can say about this is that Hecate shouldn't be taken lightly. She should be approached really seriously and really intensely. I definitely do not advise approaching Hecate lightheartedly. And when one approaches Hecate, he should be prepared for extreme changes, and extreme measures should be taken in order to prevent things from escalating into the negative directions, especially when people are undisciplined. She will kick your ass if you do things wrong, and she doesn't necessarily care about your desires. She will lead you to the path which is best for you. So if you want to kind of boss Hecate or make deals with Hecate, bossing is not allowed, it will kill you. However, if you make any deals with her, be ready to offer serious change and serious sacrifice to her in your personal behavior and also spiritual effort. She definitely delivers what she promises to deliver. However, she demands extreme dedication to the goal by the practitioner. And she is really mystical in nature and good in providing mystical experiences. Now, my last conjuration of Hecate was in preparation for this video and this ritual. It was a really intense experience which drained me, especially the vampirization part. My advice for work with Hecate is to technically raise a sacred space dedicated to her and meditate in that space and that energy for 20 days upon the black sun until you kind of open up your astral senses and perceptions so that you can see her and perceive her and adapt to extreme energy changes which can be generated by spirits of her level. So my last advice for work with Hecate is that necromancy she teaches, despite of what you heard by many practitioners, isn't for everyone. Hecatean necromancy is extreme, and in the past I talked to one extremely powerful Hecatean practitioner who managed to create a haunted house with it, with literal poltergeist activity. And her necromancy is next level. So if one wants to study her necromancy, in which I am not an expert, you kinda need to work with her for years in order to successfully do it. I have one small advice for people who wanna start practicing it. Go to the graveyard, raise sacred space to Hecate, and then repeat magical chant Hecate Dea Necromantie over and over again, and she will come in the aspect which is the most adequate for the necromantic's workings, and she will start teaching you the basics. Then again, I need to elaborate that I am not expert in Hecatean necromancy. However, I hope that this video with all of the information provided will be helpful. Thanks for watching.